Yo, we walk into the lab where the questions get real, where we study how you think and how you act and how you feel. Observations in the wild, yeah, we watch how you move. Case studies zoom in when one person's a proof. Surveys hit the crowd like the pulse of the nation. Archives hold the past like the mind's foundation. Longitudinal line, same folks over years. Cross-sectional snapshots, different ages, same years. Correlation and causing, don't get tricked by the chart. Two lines moving together doesn't mean shared heart. Scientific approach, test it twice, make it right. Hypothesis on the deck, prove it wrong, prove it right. We study human behavior, social science, insight, trying to map out the mind under natural light. Every lens, every method, every mental condition, psychology on the beat. This is the mind in motion. Biological roots, brain circuits connect. Neuroscience shows sparks every time we reflect. Psychodynamic layers for digging in the dreams. Unconscious motivations run deeper than they seem. Humanistic vibe, rose grow tall. Maslow with the maps and self overall. Behavioral conditioning, habits shaped by the scene. Pavlov with the bell, Skinner Buck's routine. Cognitive thinking, how we plan, how we choose, how we notice, how we learn, how we process the clues. Sociocultural forces, your environment's a frame. Different cultures, different norms, different way to play the game. Evolutionary echoes, traits passed to survive. Behavior built from keeping history, species alive. Then sociology steps in, big picture views. Structural functionalism, every part has a use. But conflict theory hits, power struggles collide. Class, race, gender, where injustices hide. Paradigm shift when the old ones break. New theories rise up when the world starts to shake. Then law takes the mic where behavior meets rules. Criminal law heavy beyond doubt, no fools. Civil law balances who's right, who's wrong. Two sides in the storybook try to stand strong. Precedent guides what the past cases show. Stare decisis says follow what you know. Realism says judges shaped by the life they seem. Formalism said the law stands steady and clean. What you sense, what you see ain't the truth. Straight up your brain edits every moment like it's filling up a cup. From the raw to the real, every thought, every notion. This is the mind at the wheel, this is the mind in motion. Sensory adaptation, get used to the sound. Threshold shift up when new signals come around. Change blindness hits, scene flips, you miss. Your brain fills the blanks, yeah, it works like this. Top down knowledge you've already got. Bottom starts fresh from the raw sense spot. Memory in 3 steps and code store retrieve. If you don't lock it in, then the thoughts are gonna leave. Sensory memory quick, gone in a blank. Short term holds a moment, the long term lets you think. Explicit recollections, facts tight in your mind. Retrieve with recognition or recrawl when you grind. For learning's even faster, brain traces remain. L2P strengthens links every time you train. Ebbinghaus's curve, forget then fast slow. Review keeps it fresh so your knowledge can grow. Psychology, the blueprint how we act, why we do. From sensation to society, every angle, every view. This is the flow, this is class, this is the mental equation. Turn the page of the brain, this is the mind in motion. Yeah, before a fact is crowned, you gotta question the frame. Circumstances bend the truth before you give it a name. A hypothesis forms when unknown stays live. A theory survives when it's tested to survive. A law is just a pattern that never breaks stride. But criminology knows what we see depends on the side. Prerogative means useful, not loud or extreme. Evidence matters based on what it can mean. Material evidence sits, doesn't lie or explain. Direct points straight, circumstantial connects chains. Physical or biological, blood, fiber, bone. Class puts you in groups, individuals stand alone. Recognition says, I've seen this before. Identification says, I know what it's for. Comparison lines, details side by side. Individualization finds one match worldwide. Interpretation bends with the lens that you send. Reconstruction builds stories from scattered clues. Crime scene protocol, no need to call, so slow down the pace. Interview people and examine the space. Document every step, sketch what you see. Walls, doors, bodies, basic geometry. DNA processing reads codes left behind. Noticeable traces freeze moments in time. Lockhart said contact always leaves a mark. The meeting is clean, no, not even in the dark. Mental model shape what we notice first. Objectivity fades when assumptions come first. Fingerprints write identity into skin. Pattern seems easy. Plastic press in. Latent stays hidden, waiting its turn. Dusting reveals what the eye couldn't learn. Arches rise simple. Loose curtain. World spin stories in black and white. Core at the center, deltas divide, ridge count measures the pattern stride. Radial leans out and older pulls in. Henry system shorts where the cases begin. 10 card records, printed lines and rows. Cyan, no acrylate locks in what the surface shows. Blood breaks down the science and style the same. Plasma carries cells through every vein. Red cells gives oxygen, white cells defend. But let's stop bleeding before life can end. ABO splits up to new lanes. ABO antigens name. RH factor adds plus or minus to that. Antibodies react biologies. Math blood spatter writes motion in red. Gravity pulls straight down when nothing said. Velocity shows speed, momentum shows weight. Impulse marks time, impact seals fate. Surface tension holds, drops tighten shape. Cohesion sticks, molecules won't let them escape. Hydrogen bond do work unseen. Polarity explains why drops stay clean. Satellite spines from crowds around. Drop diameter tells how far it fell down. Mass speeds, angles lean. Ellipses point back to the sources unseen. String impulse lines through open space. Area of convergence, origin traced. Passive drops fall, quiet projectile flies. Multiple drip echoes, seconds gone by. Larger volume stains, gonna grease. Transfer shows connect, wipe shows peace. Swipe means a motion across something still. Velocity level show force and will. Front spatter places source, back spatter replies. Cast off arcs, rhythm and repeated tries. Voids mark absence, someone once stood. Negative space says more than blood ever could. Arteries pulse truth in rhythmic spray. Expirated blood carries on the way. Forensics taught me this year, line by line, truth isn't found, it's reconstructed over time. How do we know what we know? Who framed the test? Was it truth or a lesson dressed up as correct? Education ain't memory, grades, or praise. It's a learning who wins when you're taught that way. Plato says we're raised in a cave from birth. Watching shadows perform as a shape of the world. Fire at a brack's reflection, feel whole. Most never even ask if there's more than a wall. One breaks the chain, steps out into the light. Truth hurts first, clarity costs your sight. The forms stay perfect, untouched by decay. The good isn't seen, it reveals the way. Go back to the cave, tell them shadows are lies. They won't thank you, they'll guard what they recognize. That's a real education, it fractures the calm. You don't gain keys, you lose the fraud. Language isn't neutral, rhetoric's not fair. Words don't just speak, they position and steer. Logic sounds clean, emotions get pulled. Trust gets engineered, timing gets used. Universals whisper, this is just how it goes. Free will shrinks inside every visible code. Choice exists, but not an open field. You pick your move, but not the game you're in. Culture ain't trends or what's popular now. Arnold said culture decides when it's allowed. The best ever thought, but stop and ask who gets called perfected and who's excluded too. Conceptualization lives in the mind, so certainly it breaks the moment you try. You don't see the world, you filter the mess, so stop pretending objectivity exists. Foucault said persons aren't the only cells, they're training grounds for people to behave. Surveillance works best when you think you're free, when police and yourself call it discipline. Perfect prison ain't bars or a gate, it's a fear of being different, a fear of mistake. No force, no change, just have it in place. Power wins when it erases its face. Day before this woman was written as ruled, then blamed for the limits in the role controlled. You're scripted by culture, then judge when you fail. You live up to standards you didn't create. Simone Weil said, force turns people into things, not just with violence, but the science it brings. It starts long before bodies are harmed, when suffering's measured, managed, and calm. So how much control do you really own? How much of you was chosen alone? Identity lives in tension and weight between what you're allowed and what you create. Conspiracies bloom when the chaos feels cruel. Hidden plan feels safer than unknowns in control. We'd rather believe someone planned to get face of meaning can slip away. AI mirrors us, here's the threat. It scales our values, our bias, our neglect. If we won't face the ethics, power will decide. And automation won't ask who gets crushed and stride. Kennedy laid fraction in the symbol of light. Also it's thread for the meaning direction of light. Lieber says history isn't one man, it's a systems colliding, not a master plan. Reports promise closure, certainty, peace, but authority panics when questions increase. Truth isn't clean, it doesn't arrive stamped official and approved for you. So philosophy's job isn't comfort or calm, it's a pressure on lives that feel safe when they're wrong. Not answers, not closure, not moral disguise. Just asking questions for our hopes won't try. If comfort is king, then you're thinking of the crime, and responsibility starts when you cross that line. The room held its breath before the echo could ever land, before the clock could disagree, before the blood touched the plan. No sirens yet, just a sharp pause deep inside the chest, like the world already knew the question but waited for text. Nobody spoke, but the pressure screamed louder than sound. Silence bending, folding, twisted edges all around. Time split clean, they did, and stand still, seconds stacked sideways, memory bent by will. Eyes caught in motion, brains filled space, perception predicting facts could take place. What you see ain't raw, it's rehearsed in the mind. Expectation talks faster when data can climb. Method says wait, preserve what you can, but waiting looks weak when you're running on land. Meetings rushed in where proof wasn't ready. Fear, hate, balance, one thing steady. Uncertainty spread when it's shared out loud. So gets compressed, simplified, filed down. One shape, one name, one cut and dry frame. Chaos reduced to a headline. And blame, not truth, not control. After the shock, civility talks when answers don't talk. Science stayed clean, but it got leaned on hard. Interpretation sworn in once the verdict was on. Anything crooked got standed smooth, not released. Relocated where it couldn't move. And once a story learns how to stand, everything else has to learn how to bend. Cause doubt don't scare the truth, it dares command. I know it don't shakes more than a gun in the hand. My certainty sets in, calm and composed. Not because it was right, but because it was closed. Perception ain't vision, it's a pattern, it's a need. Correlation dressed up like destiny. Mind feels gaps, just a function and code. Closure feels safer than unfinished hope. Scale that instinct, the flags in the crowd. Now panic where's policy speaks real loud. No mastermind meeting, no spoken hall. Justice, some protecting themselves from the fall. Each hand covers its own reflection. Is silence justified as progression? Errors don't vanish, they fossilize fast. Buried language, put noted past. Slow down, this is where it actually breaks. Truth doesn't disappear, it gets managed. Questions don't die, they get timed out. What threatens order doesn't get crushed, it gets explained until it sounds harmless. Yeah, light isn't truth if it bends on arrival. Shadows feel solid when fear's in survival. Power doesn't lie, it concludes. And when conclusions feel peaceful, when chaos is rude. History isn't evil, it's efficient. Moves by response, not intent, cause it ain't sufficient. Meaning assigned, defended, inherited, until memory forgets what it edited. So don't ask who pulled the strings in the dark. Ask who needed silence to harden the mark. Don't ask how many shots or from where. Ask why the pause was too dangerous to air. Because the real threat wasn't disorder or fear, it was saying out loud, nobody's in control here. Truth can breach under pressure and stain. Power survives when the answers remain. And the moment certainty hit the floor, the search wasn't wanted, it was over before. So don't borrow my conclusion, don't wear it like the facts. Sit with the fracture and feel where it cracks. The story feels finished, ask who relaxed. And it feels comforting, ask what was the tax. And if thinking feels dangerous, sharp and wise, like the questions themselves are a form of disguise, ask who taught you to look away, not inside. Ask who wins every time you don't ask why.